What if the last light of a fallen civilization was hidden inside the memory of a single child? What if a boy born during war carried a secret powerful enough to change the future of kings, scholars, and empires? And what if the greatest battle in history was not fought with swords, but with knowledge, mercy, and faith? This is the story of a family that crossed deserts, survived betrayal, escaped burning cities, and protected a forgotten manuscript that powerful rulers were willing to kill for. A story inspired by the spirit of Islamic history. A story about sacrifice, honor, courage, and the search for truth. Granada, 1491. The city still glowed at night. From the hills beyond the walls, travelers could see thousands of lanterns hanging from balconies and market roofs like stars trapped inside glass. Water flowed through narrow stone channels beside the streets, carrying the cold freshness of the Sierra Nevada mountains into the heart of the city. Children laughed near fountains. Scholars argued inside libraries. Calligraphers dipped their pens into black ink, while merchants from Africa, Arabia, Persia, and Europe crowded the bazaars. Yet beneath the beauty of Granada lived fear. The Christian armies had already surrounded much of Al-Andalus. One by one, Muslim cities had fallen. Cordoba was gone. Seville was gone. Valencia was gone. Granada remained the final jewel. And everyone knew the jewel was cracking. Inside a modest house near the Albaicin district lived 13-year-old Yusuf ibn Rahman. He was thin, quiet, and sharper than most boys his age. While other boys practiced with wooden swords in the courtyard, Yusuf spent his evenings inside his grandfather's library. The room smelled of parchment, leather, and cedar wood. It was the most sacred place Yusuf had ever known. Shelves covered every wall from floor to ceiling. Ancient books rested beside rolled maps and handwritten manuscripts tied together with silk strings. His grandfather, Sheikh Abdul Rahman, believed knowledge was a form of worship. A sword protects the body, the old man often said, but knowledge protects civilizations. That night, rain struck the windows while Yusuf carefully copied a page of Arabic poetry under candlelight. His grandfather sat beside him, reading quietly. The old scholar's beard was white as winter snow, but his eyes remained alive with strength. Without warning, loud knocks exploded against the front door. Yusuf froze. The knocking came again, harder, faster. His mother hurried from the kitchen. Who knocks at this hour? Before anyone answered, Sheikh Abdul Rahman stood. His expression changed instantly. Not fear, recognition. He moved toward the door slowly. When he opened it, a wounded man collapsed inside. Blood stained his robe. Rain covered his face. "Close the door," the stranger whispered. Yusuf rushed forward with his mother, while the old scholar locked the entrance. The stranger struggled to breathe. "They followed me from Cordoba," he said. "Who followed you?" asked Abdul Rahman. The man looked directly at the old scholar. "Men searching for the manuscript." The room became silent. Yusuf noticed something strange. His grandfather's hands trembled. For the first time in his life, Yusuf saw fear in the eyes of the old scholar. The wounded traveler pulled a small leather bundle from beneath his cloak. It was wrapped tightly in red cloth. "You must protect it," he whispered. "If they find this, everything will be lost." Before anyone could respond, the man collapsed unconscious onto the floor. Thunder shook the city, and far beyond Granada's walls, war drums echoed through the night. Yusuf could not sleep. The rain had stopped before dawn, but tension remained inside the house like smoke trapped in the air. The wounded traveler lay unconscious in the guest room, while Yusuf's mother boiled herbs and prepared bandages. Meanwhile, Sheikh Abdul Rahman locked himself inside the library with the mysterious bundle. Hours passed. No one entered. No one spoke. At sunrise, Yusuf finally gathered enough courage to approach the library door. He knocked softly. "Enter," his grandfather replied. Yusuf stepped inside. The old scholar sat beside the table, staring at several loose pages covered in faded Arabic script. The leather bundle rested open before him. Yusuf had never seen his grandfather look so disturbed. "Grandfather, what is it?" Abdul Rahman remained silent for several moments. Then he looked toward the shelves surrounding them. "Do you know why Granada became great, Yusuf?" "Because Allah blessed the city," Yusuf answered. The old man nodded slowly. "Yes, but blessings are protected through effort. Scholars built schools. Engineers built aqueducts. Doctors healed the sick. Judges defended justice. Writers preserved wisdom." He placed one fragile page before Yusuf. "This manuscript contains records thought destroyed generations ago." Yusuf studied the writing carefully. Maps, scientific diagrams, mathematical calculations, astronomical observations. The pages looked ancient. Who wrote this? "A council of scholars during the golden age of Al-Andalus," the old man whispered. "Some believed they created a complete archive of human knowledge gathered from Muslim lands, Africa, Persia, India, and even ancient Greece." Yusuf stared in amazement. "Then why hide it?" The old scholar leaned closer. "Because power attracts greed. Kings destroy what they fear. Armies burn libraries before they burn fortresses." His voice became heavy, and many men would kill to control knowledge like this. A sudden scream erupted outside. Yusuf rushed toward the window. Soldiers marched through the street below. Christian banners waved in the wind. Citizens quickly closed shutters and doors. Fear spread across the neighborhood. The siege was tightening. Granada was suffocating. Behind Yusuf, his grandfather carefully wrapped the manuscript again. "Listen to me," the old scholar said. "There may come a day when this city falls. If that happens, knowledge must survive, even if buildings do not." Yusuf frowned. "Why are you telling me this?" Abdul Rahman placed a hand on the boy's shoulder. "Because you must be ready." Weeks passed. Food prices doubled, then tripled. Refugees flooded Granada from nearby villages, carrying stories of burned farms and destroyed mosques. At night, Yusuf heard distant catapults striking the outer defenses. The city of light slowly transformed into a city of shadows. Yet, despite the fear, life continued. The call to prayer still echoed across the hills. Teachers still gathered students in small circles. Mothers still baked bread before sunrise. And every evening, Yusuf sat beside his grandfather, studying history. "Remember this," Abdul Rahman told him one night. "Civilizations are not destroyed in a single day. They collapse when people abandon justice, mercy, and knowledge." Yusuf thought carefully. Can Granada survive? The old scholar did not answer immediately. Finally, he sighed. "Only Allah knows the future." That same night, someone betrayed them. Just before midnight, armed men forced open the front gate. Yusuf woke to screams. His mother grabbed him instantly. "Stay quiet." Footsteps thundered downstairs. Furniture shattered. Men shouted in Spanish. Abdurrahman entered Yusuf's room carrying the wrapped manuscript. The old scholar's face had become pale. "They found us faster than I feared," he said. He pushed the bundle into Yusuf's arms. "Take this." Yusuf's eyes widened. "What about you?" "There is no time." He opened a hidden wooden panel behind the wardrobe. A narrow passage appeared inside the wall. Yusuf stared in shock. "Go through the tunnel," Abdurrahman ordered. "It leads beneath the old water channels outside the district." The sound of breaking doors grew louder. Yusuf's mother hugged him tightly. Tears filled her eyes. "You must survive," she whispered. "No matter what happens." Yusuf felt terror rising inside him. "I don't want to leave you." His grandfather gripped his shoulders firmly. "Courage is not the absence of fear, Yusuf. Courage is obeying Allah despite fear." The old man kissed Yusuf's forehead. Then he closed the manuscript inside the boy's cloak. "Protect the light." Heavy footsteps reached the staircase. Yusuf entered the tunnel. Darkness swallowed him. The last thing he heard before the hidden panel closed was the voice of his grandfather reciting Quran calmly while armed men stormed the house. The tunnel smelled of wet stone and ancient dust. Yusuf crawled forward through darkness while distant shouting echoed behind him. Every breath felt heavy. Every heartbeat sounded like thunder. He carried only 3 things: the manuscript, a small water flask, and the memory of his family. Hours passed before the tunnel finally opened into an abandoned underground water chamber outside the city walls. Moonlight entered through cracks above. Yusuf climbed carefully onto the surface. The cold night wind struck his face. Granada stood behind him. Beautiful, silent, doomed. In the distance, fires burned near the outer defenses. For the first time in his life, Yusuf realized childhood had ended. He was alone, and the future of something greater than himself rested beneath his cloak. Yusuf looked back one final time toward the city of his birth. Then he began walking into the darkness. 3 days later, Yusuf joined a caravan traveling south. The merchants believed he was an orphan escaping the war. No one questioned him. The roads across Al-Andalus had become crowded with refugees. Families carried children and blankets. Scholars transported books inside wooden chests. Old men walked beside donkeys loaded with whatever remained of their lives. Yusuf quickly learned something painful. War did not only destroy cities, it erased memories. Every village he passed contained stories of loss. Burned libraries, separated families, broken promises. Yet he also witnessed extraordinary kindness. Strangers shared food with hungry travelers. Farmers offered shelter despite their own poverty. Imams comforted frightened children. Even during collapse, faith survived. One evening, the caravan stopped beside